A friend told me something 2 weeks ago, and I found it to be very true.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. My subscribers, I want to say thank you for staying tuned. If you're a new subscriber here, thank you for subscribing and welcome on this channel. To my returning subscribers, you know I had to big time. You know that. You know I had to big time. So if you are born in the 60s, if you are born in 60s, stand up, stand up. If you are born in 70s, stand up, stand up. If you are born in 80, yeah, okay, 80, stand up, 80 sha. But if you are born in 60, stand up, stand up. If you are born in 70, stand up, stand up. You wonder why I'm singing this song. Our generation see Shege Pro Max. Generation of 60s and 70s, we see Shege Pro Max. The Shege Pro Max we saw was not the kind of Shege Pro Max you are thinking of. You see this generation of their 20s and 30s, they are enjoying. They are seriously enjoying. They don't know what we went through. And unfortunately, we of that generation, we are making one mistake. And I'm very glad this is coming from a pastor. Maybe it will drive home some things. You will not say, Adini is talking as if she's perfect. Adini is talking as if she's everything about her life is perfect. I've always said it, everything about my life is not perfect too. My parenting skill is not perfect too. But I know I have tried in my own little way. How much I have tried, don't worry. How much you have tried, I'm not worrying. But there are some people among us who made some mistake. We don't want other sets to make that mistake. That's why we are talking. When our parents were training us, they trained us to know and cherish hard work, right? We now start having children. We are now like, what we suffer, our children will not suffer it. Some male parents in the process made some mistake. The generation of their own children that are now giving birth now are now doing some things that are not so okay. And that is why we are seeing these days that people will say people that are supposed to be babies are now giving birth to babies. Before I talk too much, let us listen to this, my pastor, together. I love what this guy said in this video, and I want us to watch it together.
A friend told me something 2 weeks ago, and I found it to be very true. My generation of the parents, people who are in their 40s and 50s, maybe mid 40s, between 45 and like 55 or 60. That generation, we've suffered. We worked for our parents. We are now working for our children. Did you get it? We worked for our parents. When I knew how to drive, when I knew how to drive, my father sacked the driver. I became the driver in the house. Meanwhile, when I wanted to learn how to drive, he didn't want me to learn how to drive. When I finally learned how to drive, I will wake up by 5 a.m., wash the car, and we had a bus, combi bus. I will wash the bus. After washing the bus, I will go and get dressed. My father will come out, I will drive him the whole day. That's what my job, driving. We worked for our parents. Some of us hawked. You sold mango, you sold orange, you did all manners of work for your parents. They kept you at home. You swept the house. You cleaned the house. You washed your clothes. You ironed your clothes. Today, you are ironing the clothes of your children. You are still sweeping the house for your children. Your children are raising their leg for them to sweep the house. If I catch you, you won't use that broom and decorate him or her. You are now washing the clothes of your children, teenagers, 20-year-old. My friend said when he got angry was that his son, his 13-year-old son, came and tapped. He was sitting with his wife. The son came and tapped the mom. I said, Mom, my cloth is not washed. He said he just looked at the boy, looked at the mother. The mother said, I'm coming. He said, Mbo, where are you coming? He said, just grab the boy, took him to his station. He said, bring the cloth. I start washing it here now. Right from when I was in GS1, I was washing my uniform, I was ironing it. From GS1. See this generation that we are raising now. SS3 children, you are still washing their clothes, you are ironing. I banned them in my house. I say, if I catch you, go and wash your clothes. So my son, I said, you have to be washing your clothes. He said, why? I said, wagon. What are we doing? What are we really doing? There are devils you resist in prayer. There are devils you resist in practice. And let me tell you the worst parents now. Let me tell you, hear me now. The people that grew up in poverty, but God has blessed them now, that they have become middle class, are bent on spoiling their children rotten. You say, what I went through, my children will not go through it. Huh? Who told you that? Who taught you that? See, you went through poverty of hunger. You went through hunger. Yes, your children shouldn't go through hunger, but it doesn't mean that your children shouldn't clean. Listen, let me tell you why you allow your children to sweep, to clean, to iron, to wash the car, to do those things. It's not because they need those washing car or sweeping as life skill for success in their life. You are teaching them accountability, to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That's what you're teaching them. Let me warn you. Me, I've warned myself, and I'm warning you now. If you're not careful, whatever thing that you raise, money that you will make in this life, if you leave it for these children that are untrained, the children from the street will collect it from them. Street smart children will collect it from them. Ask yourself, where are the children of the billionaires when we were growing up? Where are they? Have you thought about it? Remember the big names when we were growing up in the 80s. Remember the names we used to call. Where are their children? Haven't you come and collected from them? The houses that people left for their children, they've sold to children who grew up in the village. Resist the devil and he will.
This is one of the most beautiful preaching, motivation, inspiration speech I have come across in a long time, and I love it so much. Maybe because it aligns with what I do, my mission on my social media space. Maybe, but honestly, I wish I can see this pastor and give him a handshake or a hug if that is allowed. If you are my regular on this page, there is something I always say. I remember those days when we were growing up, when we thought our own parents were struggling parents and we had to be trained to struggle along with them. And I remember growing up, we grew up with some people that we call butter. We call them butter. If you are part of my generation, you know what I mean. Those are privileged children whose parents are very rich. They bring to school with cars. They have drivers. They go on vacation. They have so many privileges than struggling us in those days. This pastor made something very significant. He said those children that they grew up and they were envying in those days as children of rich people, that where is the property of their parents today that they inherited? Where are they? Many of them today. This is not to mock anyone. It's just to buttress some points. And I remember I always say that there was a time somebody was asking me, said, how did you groom your sons to be helping and keeping in the house? I said, that wasn't too difficult. Number one, it got to a stage I knew I needed to stop having house help so they can be responsible. This is one of the mistakes we make as people when we become buoyant a bit. We will say what we did not suffer, we don't want our children to suffer it. This pastor said, I love this message so much. I would have loved to make it a live stream, but because of too much, I have too much videos to do, so I decided to do some like this. This pastor said, when we were growing up, some of us know good food, some of us know good clothes. He said that you can change it in your generation. He said some things you are trying to change, in your children's generation, the things you are trying to change in your children's generation, saying I did not do it, so they must not do it. He said you are only messing their lives up. That thing that you are getting ready, that you are gathering, eventually they won't be able to manage it because you didn't train them to manage it. Just like the children of those days who we thought their parents are privileged, that their parents are rich than our parents. That while our parents are taking us through rigorous training and we thought they are suffering us and we look and heavy these ones, today that training has made us who we are, most of us. And we should not forget that training in taking our children through that training, no matter what we have, no matter how rich we become. In housework, let them be there. In cooking, let them be there. In so many things, even about navigating life. It is so good you have been able to upgrade yourself. When we were growing, we worked for our parents. Our children are not working. Does it mean life is going to be rosy all through? We have been able to navigate life, and many of us, we are doing better than our parents because they trained us to be better than them. This pastor said many of today's parenting, you will be in the house, your children are in the house, they are grown up, you will be the one sweeping, èdí ti mú ẹ. You will be the one cleaning, èdí ti mú ẹ. You will be the one cooking, èdí ti mú ẹ. And you have grown up children in the house. How did you train them? Is that really training? Because what you suffer, your children must not suffer it. I once remember somebody commenting somewhere and said, how do parents make it so easy that their children are helping them in housework? Is that child not part of the family? Is that child not part of the household? As long as you are part of a household, everyone have their role to play. Honestly, and it's not so difficult, but we tend to over-pamper. You know why most people from privileged families always end up not so good I don't want to stereotype. Some of them, they are not so good with housework and all that because they were not trained to be that. Their parents have, some of them 2 house help, some of them 3 house help, who will clean their rooms, wash their clothes, wash the plates they use, do everything for them. Driver will take them to school. All they do is to come back from school, do homework, put on TV. Unlike the children of struggling parents. You cannot expect me while I'm trying to find the money for you to chop. I will now come back from work. I will see plates in the sink. Now fight. You cannot expect after I've struggled Monday to Saturday to find what you will chop, or Monday to Friday. On Saturday, na me go still carry broom to sweep the house. Kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀. This pastor is saying, how are you training your children for them, for their tomorrow? How are you training them to navigate through life? How are you training them to know what it is to keep a home? How are you training them to know what it is to manage? We over-pamper children. Some of us over-pamper children to the extent that if they don't have their way, they will become something else for us. There is one thing we should know as parents. We are the mirror those children are looking at, not outsider. This pastor said his friend has a 13-year-old child who came to nudge the mom that my uniform is not washed. Hey, your uniform is not washed. Or what they're doing, you can't wash it. I remember as 9-year-old, I will wash my uniform. I wash it well, I don't wash it well. With hand. Maybe they even have, most of us have washing machine now for them to run. And if you don't have washing machine, carry it and wash. If you don't wash it well, wash it again. He said the mom was ready to stand up to go and wash the clothes. This reminded me of somebody whose children are in their 20s, ladies who, and the mama go help them pack their clothes. Now she go help them pack their pata. Now she go help them wash them. She go sing back on bar for. She came out about one for me. Since they don't want to wash it, they are too lazy. They are this, they don't want to wash. My own is let them wear it like that. As 20. Like I always say, because some of you will come with your yeah comments. This Aduni, I block one person. He said this Aduni is always behaving like a perfectionist. Anyway, once it's block, I've blocked you. I'm not saying I'm a perfectionist, but there are steps to things in life. There are steps to things in life. What you did not sow in a child's life, don't expect it in their life tomorrow. Are a 13-year-old, you cannot wash their uniform. There are certain clothes you may say they should not wash, but their uniform, their everyday wear, let them wash it. Sweeping, let them sweep. If they don't sweep well, tell them to re-sweep it. It's not punishment. What they are seeing as punishment. Me, I was able to quickly, maybe because I didn't have much, I don't know, but I was able to quickly navigate and change tactics. When I had house help and I saw that house help, I will tell house help when I'm going out to go and look for daily bread and say, you and your, I call them as siblings, you and your siblings, what àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ti jí, ó yá, iṣẹ́ báyìí, mò ń lọ sí shop, mò ń lọ sí farm. By the time I will come, maybe I will see something, she will forget. I'm not the one. When I was saying, say, mommy, are you the one that asked to do it? That was how I got to know she was spoiling my children. When I asked them to do something, she will be the one to do it and cover them for them. Maybe thinking if I come, they don't do it, I will fight her. The day I got to know, I no kuku argue, I no say anything, I just plan. That end of the year, I just call her, say, I can't afford house help again. I take style, discharge her. Another significant thing this pastor mentioned, he said those that grew up in poverty, now today are in middle class. He said they are bent on spoiling their children's life. As in, what I go through, my children will not go through it. And they self want to copy, but see children, the life they did not live, they now want to make their children replicate it. As in, they didn't live as the children of a rich man. They want their children to live like the child of a rich man. Do you get it? As children of rich men. The life they wanted to live, that they were envying in their friends' life, their neighbors' life, as rich people. Looking at them in those days, I wish I could be like this, and they could not be like that. He said today, when they now become privileged as middle income earner or rich people, they tend to now forget. They now want to use, they tend to now bring that picture back and want to see that picture in their children's life and make their children live that life, in the process messing up their children upbringing. For example, because they will say, I am very rich now, I can afford to buy this, I can afford to buy that, I can give my children, where you are supposed to give a child allowance of 10,000 or 20,000, they will say, no, come on, they will give that child 100,000. Come on, baby, I don't want my child to this. Instead of providing a phone, regular phone, Android, they will go for iPhone because they don't want their children to suffer what they suffer. They make that mistake and spoil the children. In house chores, my child, at least I can afford to buy to get a cleaner. I can afford to do this, and my children don't have to go through that. And the children will be sleeping while somebody is cleaning the house they are using. Their children will now even excuse their room for cleaner to come and clean, and they will go back into their house to go and sleep. What if tomorrow things change? How will these children navigate life? This is what this pastor is saying. When I talk about this kind of a thing, they will say Aduni is behaving like a perfectionist. I am not a perfectionist, but I tried my best. I will not be in the house with my children and carry broom. God forbid. If I decide to carry broom, maybe I want to exercise myself, and that comes in maybe once in every 6 months. Because they are so accustomed to it that it is their job every weekend since I stopped having house help. They know it is their job every weekend. And now that they have grown up, they don't dirty the house plenty. They can arrange things by themselves. They changed it by themselves to every 2 weekends to clean up generally. Let us not forget that this pastor mentioned another very strong point. He said, when you teach the children to do what they need to do at the right time, Like I told you, weekend, my children know is the time to clean up. Even if they are not going to sweep and mop the whole house, they do that, I think, every other weekend now. Of course, America is clean, they don't have to clean every day. So they know at least once they wake up on weekends, the bedroom, that one is banker. The living room, making sure everywhere is neat, the table they clean and all that. And my own is just, I don't even get up from my bed until about on weekends, sometimes 12, 11, 12. Kọ́lọ́run fún wa nísinmi. Wọ́n ní tọ́ ọmọ rẹ kó lè bá nísinmi. A child you train, you get the time you can rest. But if you allow people to do what they are supposed to do, he said you are not teaching them what responsibility and accountability is. He said if they are not taught that, what you think you are leaving for them, they will mess it up. And truly he is right. And that is why you want to wonder why many of these people in those days that we know used to be rich people. I am talking, just like he is talking from experience, I can buttress what is said because I know it is true. I know some butty children of those days who today they are just managing what I survive. Many of them cannot survive it. What they can survive is much because they are not trained to navigate storm. They are trained to find life on a platter of gold. And of course, life is never a bed of roses. Many of them today, their father is dead, their property have been taken over because probably the father was in debt and all those kind of a thing. You understand? So we should learn to, especially for young parents now. Some of us have navigated that stage, and we have done what we need to do, and we have done our best. Hopefully, some of us we hope and wish they continue. Some maybe still needs to do correction. But for young parents, this is a very necessary video to share among yourselves. If you are a young parents with young children, this is a video to share among yourselves. Those children are not being brought to the world to make them see life as bed of roses, because life will never be. Life is a place where they have to navigate through different kind of situation and storms and responsibility, and to go through things and be able to navigate. But if you don't train them, how will they be able to do it? You don't want the outside world to train them what they are not supposed to train them. It is your job to do. Don't pamper those children. And he said something very significant. He said people from poverty home tend to make the same mistake. People who, came from humble background, they tend to make them, and they become a middle class people or whatever. Maybe some of us, we know we used to hawk in those days, and today we find ourselves after school and everything. Now we think we are in America, we think we have arrived and all that, and we want to spoil children. Or maybe back home, you went through so much and suddenly you jam one contract and you have become a big man. And you say, what I suffered, my children will not suffer it. He said those people are the worst parents. And I want to agree with him. And that is why we have a lot of issues now about parenting. Most people from humble background, they made that mistake thinking because what I went through. And once life becomes smooth, they forget. Maybe some of us along the line, life became smooth and life became standstill again, and we have to pick them. We remember where we are coming from. And that is why I like this Kayode Fashola song. I've been playing the song for the past 3 days in my car. Rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ìwọ ń ṣe o, rántí ilé tó ti jáde wá, àti ilé tí wọ́n ti bí ẹ. Rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ìwọ ń ṣe o. That song says, remember the son of whom you are. Remember where you are coming from. Remember where they had you, and make sure you do the right thing. The right thing is that the legacy we want to leave behind, what legacy are we leaving behind? The rich men of those days, many of them, you don't get to hear of them again once they leave. Why? Because something happened and somebody messed up that family tree. May our family tree not be messed up. I always tell people who care to know, and even my children, I tell them, I said, you are building another family tree. I came from one family tree to build my own family tree. You are building that family tree. That family tree, from every one of you, it is your responsibility, that family tree, the branch does not become withered. Don't let stop ringing into their ears. And we have families that they are not that rich, but their name still ring bell and is ringing positive bell because that family cherish good name, which is better than silver and gold. That family know what it is that family trees, it's all about being responsible, living life well, staying clear of crime and all those kind of a thing. And today they can still be proud of their name. And on this note, thank you for watching. I appreciate you always. Don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. And don't forget to help me kindly click a like on this video.